Wakandan warriors who...
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inkhouse Radio, where Jonesy every single time is shocked that the intro is loud for him. I'm Jammer.
What it
I'm
is,
today with
I'm
Diego
trying to give
and
you bail.
Jonesy.
I'm trying to maybe today he cares about my hearing. No,
I
Jammer
stopped
gives zero
caring.
fucks.
I stopped caring. You just need
Zero
to deal
fucks.
with it.
Just gonna go
Also, I love how I started recording and you just started talking as we started recording. You're like, "Oh yeah, I saw this thing."
You got to do like a 2, 3,
It
2.
was
You
on
gotta,
screen.
Yeah,
It shows
see,
up on screen.
I saw it.
It was in the corner
Jonesy.
because I'm looking at the
Don't
synopsis for the thing that I was reading.
Share with me your excuses.
Reasons.
I do not care.
Reasons.
How you doing?
I'm good. We're living life over here. We might be a complete family now that we have a feline in the house. So we're doing
What's the feline's name?
Waffles.
Waffles. What kind of a feline? What does it look like? I guess
All
breeds
black.
are difficult. All black?
I
Okay.
know nothing about breeds. All black.
Yeah, Kirsten and I, we had one of our cats pass away recently, and I know we're looking at another cat right now. Or we're looking at other cats.
Oh,
I
wow.
think we might
You're
be.
looking to. You're just already jumping back on board with that.
I mean, probably not right away, but I mean, we're already looking. Because to be honest, we also kind of thought about getting another one prior to that happening. But I don't know. But we might get an all black cat as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I hear that they can be pretty cute.
Yeah, she's super cute.
Cool. Well, how about you? How you doing, Diego?
Oh, I'm good. Just been busy with life, but luckily, I listened to the episode that Jonesy made last week of Superman. I was a little bummed out that I didn't get to be part of it just because I did go see the movie. I thought it was great. Definitely super woke though, but that's just how it works. That's Superman nowadays. Most movies nowadays. Hollywood leftist media is really pushing that agenda,
Totally pushing that agenda. I thought it was fine. I thought the movie was fine. In case anyone cares at this point.
No one cares.
I don't. Okay, well then never mind.
No
I'll
one
move
cares.
on.
Nah.
I'll move on to the next story then. So we got a few different stories to talk about, and then of course we'll transition into Fantastic Four and our
Wait,
discussion.
so while you're looking that up, I do actually have a question for you about because you're the box office guy, right?
Am I the box office guy?
Yeah, you always have been.
Okay.
So there was I don't know if I'd say large, but a drop for Superman, and not only just a drop, there was a discussion about that it's kind of soft overseas, and James Gunn addressed that. And he talked about the American sentiment overseas is impacting the film, and I was curious what you all thought about that. Have you talked to anybody that thought that? Have you read anything that agrees with that sentiment?
I mean, I haven't heard that. Being, a talking point for as to why it's soft. I do know that Superman, I think, is generally pretty soft overseas in general, and everyone hates us right now anyway. So I could see why. That doesn't surprise me. I don't have any stats, but it doesn't surprise me at all that might be the case because we're being pretty shitty right now. So
Yeah,
what can I say?
I did not know about that, Jonesy, but it does not surprise me that that's the case, considering the fact that, I've been paying attention to the things that's happening with Scotland right now. Because the president's over there right now, and, they literally, on the newspaper, they're like, child rapist, 34 felon, or whatever is visiting. And I was like, damn, bro.
That is the right way. That is the right way to introduce whenever discussing our 34-time felonious president, is to introduce him as such. Because, it's pretty bad. But yeah, I don't know. It is a bit soft, but I think when it comes to Superman, the biggest thing that it needed to do was just make sure that this universe started off on the right foot. I guess Creature Commandos came out months ago, but obviously no one really cared, even though it was a decent show.
It was good, though. It was a good show.
It was a good show.
But the broader audience isn't watching HBO Max, right? Most people are they're more tuned into what's happening at the box office.
It was definitely anti-Nazi, which is good.
controversial statement these days, but I guess maybe we'll jump into that a little bit later. But yeah, so Superman being soft, it doesn't surprise me, but I don't think Superman needed to be like a $1 billion juggernaut in order to be successful. People are talking positively about Superman. Superman is still kind of in discussions in general. It's making a cultural impact. And overall, it's just a solid movie. I think it's fine, but a lot of other people like it a lot more than I do, which is great. And I'm happy for it. And I'm hoping Supergirl is going to continue that trajectory. So,
what letter grade would you guys give it?
B
minus, I think.
Oh, I would give the movie like A minus for sure.
Okay, that was a B plus.
You're B plus, yeah. I could be convinced to a B. I would need to watch it again. I've only watched it once, and for me, my biggest issues with it were that it didn't kind of roundly lead into the humanity of Superman as much as I wanted it to do. He had this speech at the end about how humanity was his strength, but I didn't see enough conflict between his Supermanness and his humanity, and how is that being sort of a thematic crutch or thematic point throughout the whole thing to where he's torn between it and then comes out to this realization. I think that would have made that moment a lot more powerful.
I think the realization is his parents and his dad.
Mm-hmm. No,
like the conversation is.
I think you're right, but I think they could have tied it in.
Done well.
I think they could have tied it in thematically better, personally.
And
I think
so it's funny. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say in regards to that thing, I think they tied it up perfectly because like that was the whole thing. Like he's talking about being this force of good, and then all of a sudden finds that the rest of his parents' message is, no, you're there to conquer the fucking world and have them worship you. And he has to face, and then he has to face that realization that's like, that's not who I am. I am not that person. I'm not, because it kind of rocks his whole worldview at that point where they're like, everyone's like, oh my God, Superman's coming out and doing all this stuff, and it's not doctored, it's not fake, it's real. Like that's what his parents wanted him to do. And he has to come out and say that, no, that's not who I am. I am not that person, and I'm not that individual. And I think he really learns that message, especially when like he at the end he has that sort of realization that like his parents are his source of happiness, right? Like in the beginning of the movie you see the message of his parents being played over and over again, and the robot's like that. It calms him down, and then at the end it's like the images of him growing up human on Earth.
I mean, I get it. It just I didn't feel it as much as I wanted to. And I haven't watched it enough to understand why yet. that's one of the reasons I want to rewatch it again, is I kind of want to look back at the pieces and be like, okay, why didn't it work for me? Was I just wrong, or maybe not paying attention as much or as invested? So I really want to kind of analyze that in myself to be like, what exactly didn't work for me?
I don't think you're wrong. I think my broader feeling about the movie, it's not necessarily that specific thing. My thing was, and the thing that makes it a B+, I loved these characters and their portrayal so much and want to see them again. That's why I give it a B+.
Yep.
But what gets you in that A range for me is the story. And I felt like the story was lacking. Like it felt like it just did not gel well together.
Yeah.
And so
there was a lot of moving pieces, and it didn't feel like it was focused for me.
Yeah.
And so I think that No, I was going to say my only problem with the movie was the final conflict, which it didn't really get resolved. It was just like I love, especially in this day and age where like we are literally dealing with like that last speech was like, talking about like, I am an alien. He's like, you're not human, you piece of garbage, you deserve to be. And then like he has the speech, and then the conclusion is they're like these two immovable forces, and the conclusion is Krypto just comes in and fucks him up, and then the end of the conflict happens.
It was very Joss Whedon. Yeah. Very Joss Whedon.
Yeah, very, very much like, haha, boom. And then
I think
move on.
Maybe part of the reason I have an issue is I feel like every moment with Lex Luthor was very utilitarian and what it did. It was very much moving the plot forward, but I don't think we got enough about his own motivations and feeling of inadequacy. I think we were told a couple of times, but I don't think we got it enough. And I think that could have made a nice foil to Superman and made that realization more powerful. I think there's just a bunch of things I would have done differently. Obviously, who the fuck do I know? James Gunn is amazing and he does really great work consistently, but there was something that could have been done there.
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking is because when we talk about Fantastic Four, I'm glad that we had these two movies really close to each other, and I was trying not to compare them, but they were doing very similar things. And so when we get into the discussion about Fantastic Four, I'm gonna call out something that immediately bothered me about Superman that I thought Fantastic Four did much better.
Oh, that's exciting. To me, they feel so different that I have a hard time comparing them. So I'll be interested to hear what you have to say. One thing I do think is really funny though. Oh my God, what was it? Superman. What did Diego bring up as one of his first points regarding the movie? Why he liked it? Because it triggered something that it made me want to bring up a point. I don't remember that point anymore. I lost it. Damn it.
Gotta write stuff down.
I know. You're right. I should have written stuff down. Oh well. Overall, though, I thought it was good. I think what it needed to do, once again, start the universe off on the right foot. More importantly, which is weird to say, most importantly, it was that the characters worked pretty well. I thought they were all great. I liked all of them. I liked all of the actors. I liked all of their personalities. I thought the world was really dynamic and exciting, and I want to see more of it going forward, which obviously we're going to. So.
The most unrealistic thing about the movie is that Lex Luthor, as a billionaire, did not own the Daily Planet and just stopped the story outright. Just throwing that out there.
That might be the sequel. This could be the sequel, Jerry.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to buy the media and then just basically come out and say, all those reports about me doing that stuff is fake news. And then
Well, here's the pushback. He circumvented that with the monkeys. He doesn't need to.
What monkeys are you talking about?
The ones that are doing the angry chat box shit.
Yeah.
Did you miss that part as well? Were you in the?
I saw this movie. I saw this movie 2 weeks ago. I don't remember the monkeys.
I saw it 2 weeks ago.
God!
So in the Pocket universe, he had a bunch of monkeys shit posting.
Yeah, that were doing.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. I remember that now.
So I think that, like, while it probably wasn't effective for the thing that you're talking about, I think that is the reason why he's like, I don't need a news outlet. I've got the monkeys.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, compared to like modern day billionaires.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. Buy a fucking Washington Post and then just
a Twitter.
My own stories. Or Twitter, yeah.
All right, well, we are going to get to Fantastic Four in a bit, but I do want to talk about a few more things. We got a couple of fun trailers to talk about and a little bit of fun Marvel news. So let's go ahead and do that. Earlier this week, the Mighty Nine, spelled the German way, Nein, released a trailer. It comes from the folks at Critical Role who also made the series The Legend of Vox Machina. So if you're a fan of that, this very well may be up your alley, but I figure we can go ahead and watch the trailer together because I haven't seen it. I knew it existed, and let's take a look at it.
What were you doing in that tent? I told you, officer, we were just passing through. We paused for some entertainment.
And leaving trails of bodies is entertainment for you, sicko.
You got nothing on me. I didn't even have a weapon. Unless you count these pythons.
You guys, this is just like a true crime novel. Two hot-headed dicks cranking up the pressure on the perp until she breaks. Ooh, which one of you is the bad cop?
I'd take this seriously, miss.
BT Dubs, your handcuffs are super janky. The ones Mama uses are so much harder to get out of. And fluffier.
This is profiling, you racist assholes! Well, maybe not you, big boy.
The goblin and the hobo? No fucking way. I work alone.
I swear, their bodies changed.
Ich weiß von nichts. Why would I turn the audience into reptiles? They pay my salary.
Technically, you should give us a reward. Maybe a parade.
Wanna give me a cavity search? Make sure I'm not hiding anything?
Shut up! We didn't find any reptile corpses, and a dozen witnesses saw you blow open the hole so the creature escaped. You're clearly some kind of criminal gang. Now give me a name for the booking sheet.
Our name?
Fuck off.
Keiner von uns ist ein Teil einer Gang.
Oh yeah, we are called the Sensual Seven.
There's only 6 of you.
Don't forget the Traveler.
Thoughts, Jonesy?
I need more.
I'm with you.
I need more. So having watched some of Vox Machina, like I can't differentiate this from a bottle episode of Vox Machina. So I guess I would need more to decide whether I did or didn't want to see it, but I would lean towards didn't want to see it because if these are the jokes, I'm out.
Yeah, they kind of fell flat for me too. What about you, Diego?
This is a different campaign, by the way, for those who are not familiar with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone knows how this is. So Vox Machina was their Critical Role's like first or second like main campaign. And they completed like 4 or 5 different like stories. This is a different one. It's obviously the same people, but they play different characters, and so that's the differential between this. So there's no connection between this and Vox Machina. It's just a different D&D campaign being animated.
Yeah, I just mean like
the jokes aren't fun. Like I guess there's a differentiation, and I understand the appeal of these types of shows. There's stuff that is fun when you're doing D&D with friends, and it's funny in the moment, and it's funny amongst you. But then when it's in like narrative form, sometimes a lot of those jokes just really aren't funny out of context or out of being out of that in joke. And I feel like this felt like jokes that seem funny while playing a game, but really
you had to be there.
You had to be there. Don't translate
a little
to
bit.
This. And I'm just like, it just wasn't funny as somebody who would want to watch a show. I guess that's kind of the main thing for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Diego? What do you think?
Yeah.
Based on what you heard?
No, I mean it's only a teaser trailer, so I don't really know that it's like that big. I didn't really pay attention to that campaign because I mean I know Critical Role and I do that stuff, but I don't necessarily watch their campaigns, even to like the fact that like apparently it's supposed to be a really good one from what I've heard. And that's why people were excited for it, but I don't know what the context is either. That's only the context that I know is that there's
I guess the thing that makes it worse is so you call it a teaser trailer, and I think about teaser trailers, and sometimes they feel like unforced errors because there's this thing that they're trying to do where they want to give you a vibe for what's happening in the world, right? Like if you think about let's go back to the Zootopia 2 trailer. I have no idea what that movie is about, but the vibe made me want to like what's happening, what's more that's going to be happening from this. Or if you go back to the Dark Knight trailer, where it's just like it's nothing but people talking, but you get some feel for the vibe of what's going to be happening, or it makes you want to know more. I don't want to know more about what I'm seeing, like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because I'm interested in animation in this sort of world, I'll be like, yeah, I'll check out the next trailer. But right now, I'm just like, if the show or movie or the show was to drop tomorrow, I definitely wouldn't see it. To be fair, I also haven't watched Legends of Vox Machina, so there you go. I still need to get on that.
Danny loves it, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's a pretty great high fantasy show, Jammer. I think you can enjoy it, especially because they've ironed out a lot of the stuff like that. Is kind of got what you're talking about with like D&D campaigns, where like unless you were there, you're not going to pay attention or you're not going to get the jokes.
But is it more fun to watch the campaign happen than it would be to watch the show?
I would say it's better to watch the show than just to watch the campaign.
Oh,
because the campaign is like 50 some odd freaking episodes. Because you got to remember that when it comes to D&D, literally you could have like a session, and an episode is like 3 to 4 hours.
Oh, I know. I know.
We've done the thing.
I did D&D last week, and literally it took like 45 minutes for us to decide to do something where I was just like, guys, let's just do the thing. And they're like, no, hang on. Let's think about this. I'm like, oh my fuck. Guess what changed as a result? Nothing. We wasted 45 fucking minutes deciding if we should do an action.
Wasn't ours like, was it 3 to 6 hours? We did one on the show.
We did 2 3-hour sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun.
You guys did a one shot essentially?
Yep, we did a one shot on our old show 5 years ago at this point, 4 years ago. It was a while ago. Yeah, it was a long time ago. But it was a lot of fun. Anyway, speaking of teaser trailers, we got a new one. It's a little bit on the older side, but I definitely wanted to get your take, especially given the current state of the animation world and the balance of power seems to be shifting with, Sony Animation really releasing banger after banger. But Pixar recently dropped their teaser trailer for Hoppers. So let's take a look at that.
We've done it, Mabel. After years of work, this revolutionary technology gives us unprecedented access to the animal world. We put this into this. Yes, into this. This into this.
So let me get this straight. You created a fake animal.
Yes.
Which makes the other animals think you're an animal.
Yes.
Guys, this is like Avatar.
There's nothing like Avatar. Mabel, be careful. Whoa.
Hey.
How you doing, girl?
Are we vibing?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
I understand you.
What you doing, lady?
And they were in the same den.
No.
Nice sunny spot you got here.
Uh-huh.
Lunchtime!
Oh, no.
Yay!
Ew, put him down!
Okay. Why?
What? Why what? Why would I save his life?
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Wait, what? But she was gonna eat you.
Well, yeah, she caught me. It's pond rules.
Mm-hmm. Pond rules.
Wait, I'm confused. How could you be cool with that?
I mean, she's got to eat someone. So, do you still want to?
That's weird now.
Listen to me. We do not use hopping technology to upset the natural order. She found the button.
All right, Jonesy, do you want to see more?
No. Maybe I'm just broken today. Like it's funnier. It seems funnier than Mighty Nine. But I'm good.
What about you, Diego?
I'll watch it on Disney Plus.
Yes, that's a good answer. Disney Plus.
I'm actually
yes.
no. I think I want to watch another trailer. I liked it. I thought it was fun. Yeah. It seemed silly. I'll have a good time. I'm curious about the overall message, about what it's about, like legitimately what it's about, and I like the kind of chaotic sort of vibe of the main character that makes her interesting.
I'll give you that.
I like the use of Missy Elliott. That was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
the music was the best part of the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh,
by the way, Jammer, I know that you mentioned the whole thing about Sony being back to back. I figure it's worth mentioning that.
No, don't do it.
Demon Hunters is the first movie on Netflix history to be #1 for like 5 weeks in a row.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Actually, that is a perfect transition then to talk about how amazing it is doing. So it's not just #1. Let me go ahead and pull that up.
I mean, it is #1, but yeah, there's more to it.
It's not just #1 is my point. Yes, it is #1, but the performances have been like consistent and good. So let's see here. In its first I don't care about its first 3 days. So the film racked up, blah, blah, blah. The way it's written is weird. So they basically officially said that the first Netflix film ever to reach new viewing peak in its 5th week of release. So that means that it has been like from week to week, it's gotten higher. And I'm trying to find the specific numbers for it now. So I think 15.4 million hours viewed ish on its first week, according to NATO. And then its second week, it had 24.4 million views. And then its third week, it had 22.7 million views. In its fourth week, it had 25.8 million views. At the time of this being reported, it didn't say what the 5th week was, but it says it's a new peak, meaning that it probably went up. So that's crazy.
You're saying that it's going up, up, up.
Yes, I am.
You
That was
set that
really
up
good.
perfectly, bro. You can't expect me not to follow up with
No,
that.
no,
Was...
you know, I cannot blame you for making that joke. It was right there.
Yeah.
Someone had to say it. It was actually genuinely funny.
Yeah.
But I was just so shocked that I couldn't laugh.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not even, you know, like the whole 90s thing that was so funny I forgot to laugh. It wasn't even like that. It's legitimately, I was just like, holy shit, I can't believe I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. And I'm trying to remember specifically, there was another animated film.
That did something similar?
Not something similar, but it was another successful animated film for Netflix. It was Leo, the Adam Sandler movie.
Oh.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. The iguana.
But
or whatever.
It made 34.6 million views in its first week.
It made 36.
It garnered. It got whatever.
I know. I'm laughing at it. We have to change the language.
But then it you know, as you would expect, it kind of went down.
Yeah.
Over time, whereas this is just garnering more and more buzz as time goes on, and people are discovering it. I see reactors all over the place reacting to it and loving it. The number of people going like, "This looks stupid," and they start like, "Oh my god!" It started off so hard and it just kept going. So good stuff for Sony Pictures. Good stuff for K-pop Demon Hunters. I am a fan, and we only have to wait a short 6 or 7 years for the sequel. So that's where we're at. But the bright side of it is, hopefully, is that Sony is working on something other than Beyond the Spider-Verse. So hopefully we'll be able to get that between now and Spider-Verse. And it'll be a fun, original thing that we're all going to obsess over again. So
I saw a really funny joke where somebody was like very excited. They were like, "Oh my god, this Demon Hunters is really good," and then they were excited until they realized it's the same studio that was supposed to be working on Spider-Man. Like, you motherfuckers!
It's a different group of people.
The joke was like your logic doesn't make the joke any less funny.
No. Like Sony Studios is not George R.R. Martin splitting his time between writing and then making shows. It's not the same thing.
Is he making shows? What is he doing?
He's making all sorts of shit all the time.
He's in charge of the prequel for Game of Thrones right now.
Oh, is he? Oh god.
Yeah, he's involved in that.
That last season was shit. All right.
I didn't watch any season. I still don't understand why people like Game of Thrones as a show. The books are great. The show's boring. From season 1 on, I watched up through halfway through season 6.
I couldn't finish 2 chapters of the book.
Oh, the book is great. Once you get into it, it does take a bit to get into.
So I'm going to get into a thing that's unfinished, that leads into a show that's finished but terrible.
I'm just letting you know what it is, what the stat. Like I'm saying, what the quality is. The quality is good. You're obsessed with endings. Get over yourself.
I think most people are.
Yeah. Also, I do want to point out something. Something was recently, and this is not new news necessarily. This was in an interview that James Gunn had with Josh Horowitz from Happy Sad Confused podcast, and they were nope, that's not right. It was either that one or it was like him breaking down his career or whatever with Variety or whatever YouTube video that is.
Sure.
And what are the thing you always tell me, Jonesy, when it comes to making a universe? What is important when making a universe?
I always tell you this. I have no idea.
Yes, always. This is what I consider a Jonesyism. A lot of people have it. A lot of people say
plan it. You plan it out.
Yeah. You have to have a plan.
I don't know that I think that's. I don't know that I think that's true for a universe. I have very specifically said this about a Star Wars trilogy.
But you said that about film series in general.
That's usually because I'm fucking with you. I think when I'm going to make the ending to a 9-ending series, plan that fucking shit out.
So James Gunn was talking about his scenes that he wrote in Guardians of the Galaxy regarding the Infinity Stones, because that's that's what was kind of our first attempt, or their first attempt, to really tie things together a bit.
Yeah.
And he was just like, they just said, include the stones. And I had no idea what the stones are. I still have no idea what the stones are. I don't know what any of the stuff that I wrote means, but I just wrote it.
That's I did legitimately see him say something about,
yeah.
He was like talking about the phases. He's like, I don't know what the phases are. I don't
Yeah, he doesn't understand any of it. And it's one of the things where it comes back to the thing that I always say in response to your fucking with me, apparently. You don't need a plan. You just need to be able to pivot on what has happened previously and what's happening now to make something that is interesting and satisfying. That is way more important than planning.
Filmmaker than J.J. Abrams?
Yeah.
I think that is the answer to your question then.
That's not an answer to my question. He's better at making shit up that works. Like Peacemaker was a part of a previous universe. He's pivoting to make it part of the next universe.
What I'm saying is
he didn't have a plan to do that from day one.
I think that most people would need to. I think that James Gunn is
sure,
pretty
but you don't
exceptional
have
at what he
to.
does.
Yeah, I guess. But like I think also there's lots of instances where storytellers it is inhibiting to say you have to make a plan because not everybody works like that.
Yeah, most people do that.
They don't. No, they don't.
Do you bullet journal?
You work like that.
Don't you? I've seen your outlines. I've seen your book outlines. You plan.
I plan one book at a time. I don't plan future books. I have maybe ideas of where it's going to go, but then I plan solidly for the book. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I have an idea this is going to happen. And then the next book, I do it. So I do it one at a time.
But you had some idea of where it was going to go.
Yeah, but it always changes.
That's still a plan. That is called a plan. Like you might say, like, these are the 5 things that we're going to do today. And then your plan changes based on weather, based on time, based on other. But like when you walked out the door, you had a plan. When you start writing that book, you had an idea where you were going to. Do you have your ending in mind? I know you don't, but do you?
No. For what?
But you had some idea. I'm just anything, any story you're
writing. Usually not. Sometimes I do, but usually not.
Do you have some idea of where you want it to go?
Like I think from the perspective, I mean, I'm not a writer, but like the only thing I can compare it to is like a D&D campaign. And so, like for like a home world that I'm working on, I've established sort of what Jonesy said, little sort of milestones. I want to make sure I address this. I want to make sure I do that. I want to make sure I grab this. Now, granted, D&D storytelling is a little bit different because, like, if the players all of a sudden say, "Fuck it, we're gonna go do something different," and they kind of have to change it on the way.
Scramble.
But I think when it comes to storytelling, I do agree with Jonesy. It's important to have an overall story of like kind of like milestones that you want to hit. Unless you're like a fucking like master storyteller where you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna roll the dice and see what happens, and then you fucking get like a fucking One Piece type thing because there's no fucking way he planned all of this shit out from the beginning.
I mean, no, he did not. Yep. And just
and
like, you know,
again,
and
that
like
is my
Akira
point about James
Toriyama,
Gunn. Like
Akira Toriyama never planned
exceptional
shit.
Storyteller. Yeah,
he is, but I'm not of the opinion that you can only not plan if you're an exceptional storyteller. I think it has everything to do with the type of writer or storyteller you are and what works best for you and how well you're able to pivot based on things that happened before.
I agree. Everyone doesn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree with that statement in there, but I think that also like those are literally qualities of being a good storyteller.
Okay, fine. I'm not gonna win this. Let's moving on.
Yeah. He's like, fuck it, let's move on. Next topic, go.
Next topic. Jonesy, you shared something with us the other day.
Did I?
Avatar is getting a new series called
baby.
Seven Havens. It is going to be set after Legend of Korra. We got our first image. It's on screen right now. What did you think?
I like the color palette. I'm excited for it.
You copied me. That's what I said.
I mean, it does look gorgeous. I think it looks great. 2D animation. I think their plan is 2 seasons of 26 episodes, which, you know, I like that. Let's just do it. Tell a story. We're done.
I keep seeing like a news story. This is 2D animation. 2D animation. They've all been 2D animation, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they're being consistent with it. They're sticking to a similar style. I just think that it looks particularly good.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be a super like huge shift in tone of a series that has like all this history. If all of a sudden they say they went in like the what's the other one that the sort of Avatar people worked on, the Legend of Krobos or whatever.
Oh, Dragon Prince.
Yeah, Dragon Prince, like that.
Oh yeah,
Dragon Prince. Obviously, 3D animation still looks great, but like it has its own distinct. What?
I don't think it looks good.
Jammer was it?
I don't like the way it looks. I actually stopped. Well, I stopped watching it for a number of reasons, but one of them is because I didn't like the stiff animation.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's because they changed the name.
No, I don't care about that.
Well,
I didn't even get past season 1.
I didn't stop watching it because they changed the name. I didn't realize it was the same thing. So there was a season that came out.
There's just a time skip.
Well, they changed the name of the show or the subtitle of the show, and it was different enough that it didn't catch my brain as like, oh, this is another season of the
so
thing.
So they called it Wii U instead of Wii 2?
It was such a weird thing.
I mean,
why isn't the Switch 2 the Super Switch?
Well, it said Dragon Prince, the Legend of I forget what the subtitle is, but it's literally just the continuation because they had a time skip.
Mystery of Arvos?
Yeah, Mystery of Arvos, that's what it is. Because they had a time skip in the thing, and then if you wanted to find out about the time skip, you need to go and read the comics to figure out what happened between the timelines. You know, it's one of those things. Again, just like most media now, we're like, we're going to write a story, but we're going to like have a universe of it. And so there's going to be books, and there's going to be comic books, side stories. You want to read all this stuff, you got to like get invested in the universe. So that makes a lot more. It's literally MCU all over again. You have to watch the TV shows and blah, blah, blah.
So Seven Havens follows 2 earthbending twins when one discovers she's the Avatar, the latest person who can wield all 4 elements, air, water, fire, and earth. The series is set in a world shattered by a devastating cataclysm. A young earthbender discovers she's the new Avatar after Korra, but in this dangerous era, that title marks her as humanity's destroyer, not its savior. Hunted by both human and spirit enemies, she and her long-lost twin must uncover their mysterious origins and save the 7 Havens before civilization's last strongholds collapse. I dig it.
So, question. When Korra at the end of Korra steps into the spirit world, does that mean she died?
I didn't watch the end of Korra. I watched the first season. I loved the first season, and I just didn't get to the second season. It's funny because I actually watched the first season. I really liked it, and then when I went to go back, I was like, "Oh, I need to watch season 2. I should watch season 1 again." I watched season 1 again. I was like, "Oof, I don't like this nearly as much as I did the first time." And then I kind of stopped.
What my understanding is that she did not.
So then, essentially. Because the only reason why I'm saying this, again, just like with every other one, there were comic books, I think, written after the show ended. Just like there's still comic books being written about his story right now. It's like the search for Zuko's mom and a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a whole bunch of other stories that continue on the Avatar story, the OG, after the events of the show. So I think there's similar things happening with Korra after the fact. But I was just curious to ask because like, if this takes place after Korra dies, then my question was, does it take place immediately after Korra steps into the spirit world? Because then at that point, she quote unquote dies, and therefore everything's goes somewhere else. Or is it like similar to Korra, where like it's like Aang has been dead for years, and he's like he was an old man, and he had like a whole thing going on. So,
so what I don't know is, and maybe I missed it in the explanation, is how much time passed between Korra and the new avatars.
Right.
Clearly not that much time, because if it's just after Korra, how much time is there usually between avatars? Not a lot, right?
Yeah, I think it's like the Buddha, right? Like one dies and then the spirit goes into the next one.
So I mean, I guess this is after. No, so she's the new avatar after Korra, so it has to be immediately after she passes.
Okay, so it could still. I don't know how this works. This will be the interesting thing, because my understanding of the story is she lost her connection to the past avatars. So the next avatar will only have Korra if they don't change the rules.
Right. That's the part where I'm confused. confused about too about this.
Yeah.
But I'm excited
So
again.
that'll be interesting.
It's another way, and it's another great way of being like, hey, we have another great story to tell in the world of Avatar, and it's a continuation of everything. Because I think that world is exciting. I like the way the world is built. Some of the things that I loved about Korra, about like how it sort of made it more modern, because the original one was very like ancient kingdoms and stuff, and I really really dug that. But the way that the world like makes it feel lived in, which I think was one of the best things that I liked about the live action Netflix one, that it really brought that sort of sense of grandeur to a world, to the live actions, to really show that. So again, I'm excited to see where this comes in, to see how this evolves.
Yeah, I should watch Legend of Korra. I should go back to that. It's been on my to-do list for a long time. That's maybe this is the kick in the pants I need. When does this premiere again?
I don't think they give a date. Do they?
They didn't give a date.
There's no date yet.
It's
okay, so I have time. Yeah. Another super early Comic-Con thing that we have has to do with a character that has well, I don't want to say they've already been in the MCU, but they've been portrayed in live action in Marvel before. And that has to do with Iron Fist. So Iron Fist is showing up in the animated series Eyes of Wakanda. And let's see here. The first episode premiered at Annecy Animation Festival on June 9th. Todd Harris opened up on details in the Q&A. He revealed that the series is anthology adjacent with 30-minute long episodes. There will be 4 episodes making up 2 hours of stories. There will be hop-scotching through centuries and mostly a spy story. They'll focus on stolen Wakanda tech that must be retrieved. And yeah, apparently Iron Fist is going to be in it, and Iron Fist is going to be actually a female version of the character. I'm trying to remember the name of the person who's going to be acting in it, and I lost it. Hang on one second. Jonah Xiao.
Yes.
Jonah Xiao. Yes. Yeah. So yeah,
I've
I mean,
never
it's
heard
kind
that
of
phrase before. Anthology adjacent.
It's a terminology they probably made up because they're like, it's anthology, but it's not quite an anthology. Maybe it connects together in some way.
So is this like a Oh, yeah, that's it. That's odd.
Yeah.
That's an odd thing to call something. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's interesting. I know Finn Jones's portrayal of Iron Fist wasn't incredibly well received. It was better received when he interacted with Luke Cage, but I think they had a relatively okay dynamic, if I recall correctly. But still, he was basically Oliver Queen Light, who was already Batman Light. So it was a weird dilution.
Yeah, it seems like so I guess my more interesting question is, there was a lot of conversation about getting rid of Finn Jones and replacing him with oh man, her name just jumped out of my head.
I know who you're talking about. Are you talking about the supporting character?
Yes. And so
what's her name?
I can't remember.
Oh my god, what the fuck is her name?
It's been such a long time. Do you think that this is setting the groundwork for that?
No.
No.
I don't.
No.
Okay.
I don't think enough people are watch the animated things, or there's enough crossover between them for them to think, oh yeah, if we set this up, it'll mentally prepare people for them to transition into live action.
The hardcore people.
Especially if it's the hardcore people, but whatever.
The hardcore people are the loudest motherfuckers.
They're the loudest, but
that's
I don't think this is a way for them to prepare, because it's not only it's the hardcore people. So it's the animated people first of all, and they're the live action stuff, but just even different from like the live action film stuff versus the live action Netflix stuff in terms of audience. But you're talking about Jessica Henwick and Colleen Wing.
Thank you.
Yes, I hope they do. She was great. She was like a beacon in that show. Like every moment she was on screen was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna watch the show. I think it comes out on the 1st of August, so next week.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. Watch it.
All right. Anything else anyone want to say about that before we move on to Fantastic Four.
Just one little thing.
Nope, let's do it.
I just wanted to bring in one little thing with regards to what you guys were talking about with linking the characters, because I know you guys saw that thing that Kevin Feige said about why he thought that Thunderbolts didn't do too hot in the theaters. He didn't call it a success because it wasn't like $1 billion franchise or like Avengers. Is because he said that there were too many characters that would only introduce in Disney Plus channel and Disney Plus shows, and therefore he's like, we need to not do that anymore. We need to be better about how we introduce characters. And I was like, didn't agree with that at all. By the way, I thought that was really like.
Listen, Kevin Feige has said a couple of things recently, and it's like I don't believe you at all. So there's that he said. I don't think that that's true. He also talked about the fact that they were going to pivot away from Kang even before Jonathan Majors had his issues. I'm like, you're just saying stuff that just is patently untrue. And what I do think that they're doing, at least with regard to the thing that you're talking about, is signaling, hey, Disney Plus and then these TV shows are not going to be the thing anymore.
Nope.
That seems more true to me than the actual idea that the problem was that these people came from TV shows.
I see a lot of
who is he talking about? Let's think about. So the only person he's talking about is
John Walker.
That's it. Everybody else is in a movie.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah. And I contrary to what everyone else is saying, I see a lot of people, and mostly they're those hardcore fans who are just like, you need to see all this in order to be fully prepared for this. I'm like, no, you don't. You can walk into Thunderbolts cold and get 95 to 96% of what you need to appreciate the movie, and just understand there's other implications, but you get enough in the movie for it to be impactful. Yeah. But there's just those completionist mindsets where it's like, you can't fully appreciate it unless you've seen this, and then this, and then this, and then this. It's like, no, you don't. You do not. In my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. So Fantastic Four. Let's go ahead and first let's wet our whistles a bit with the final trailer. Well, not yet. Okay. We got to start with the trailer and then jump straight into it. So here we go.
Around the world.
I'll go back a little bit.
Famous around the world. Please welcome the Fantastic Four. Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch. I
love you, Johnny.
And the Thing.
Hey, what time is it? Say the thing.
That's not really something I say.
It's covering time.
That's just in the cartoon. Never late for Sunday dinner. Let's see. Hey, what time is it? It's dinner time. This guy.
I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
What is that? Get us out of here, Ben! Hold on! Are we safe?
I don't know.
The clock is ticking. We are going to find a solution. We are going to make it right.
You don't want to just crush him like that?
The four of us will face the danger. We will protect you.
Family. It's about connecting to something bigger than yourself. We'll face it together. As a family.
All right. Shut it down.
Why? It's already almost there.
It's just a bunch of music and like we're good.
I mean, it's just a bunch of music.
No, Johnny. Say it! I don't wanna! Say it!
Okay, we stopped.
All right.
I don't want him to say it.
You don't want him to say it. Does he say it in the trailer?
No. He doesn't actually.
Okay, good.
I'd never seen. This is the first time I've seen that trailer. To be perfectly honest.
So yeah, me too. I was like, "What is this?"
Okay.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was
giving
different.
you the entire movie in the trailer. That's why I don't watch trailers
No,
anymore.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
I don't think it does.
Okay.
No.
So I'll start out real quick. The thing that immediately jumped out to me that I think that
you're on fire today, Diego.
He's killing it. That I think this did better than Superman was the Gilbert show. There is time that these folks have been in existence. They were 3 years, 4 years that they had been the Fantastic Four. Up until this point, it was probably 3 years because 4 would be a little bit too on the nose. It was 4 years. Okay, so 4 years that they had been the Fantastic Four. And so you had Gilbert catch you up on that history and do the thing. And they introduced him through a show, and they're like, here are all the clips, here's all the stuff. And I thought that was a more effective way to show who they were and what they'd been doing than the crawl that Gunn did at the beginning of Superman.
Though I think the crawl was also a tone setter.
Yeah, it was very much like that.
There was like
it was maybe I'm slow.
It was like
felt
boom,
like more than 3 sentences.
Boom. It was more than 3 sentences, but I think for me it was more of a vibe setter than anything else.
I didn't like that vibe.
I liked it.
I didn't like that setup, and I think part of that for me was I had seen a lot of that already. Not the crawl, but we're already in a moment that we've seen again and again and again throughout the trailers. And so as a beginning to a movie, to have it again be the beginning, and now I've got to read through it too, I'm like, I don't like this. So I did.
You brought a lot of baggage to that movie. I feel like in that opening, I've seen this in the trailer.
They
therefore,
did that.
I don't
That's
care.
their fault.
No,
it was like the entire beginning of that movie, the first 10 to 15 minutes of that movie, was stuff that they'd had in the trailer.
Why are you going to make me defend a movie that I liked less than you did?
It's not my fault. Anyway, so I thought that what Fantastic Four did with Gilbert was a better setup for catching you up with this world. I enjoyed it more.
Sure.
And so what surprised me about this movie, and maybe it is just generally, trailers that are being cut now don't draw me in the same way that they used to. I remember seeing the trailer, every iteration of this trailer that I've seen, it was just like, it doesn't connect with me. But then I watched the movie and I was really into it. I thought that the character portrayals were really good. I liked this story. I thought it was a very cohesive story. I even thought that the villain was a much better done villain than we typically get in Marvel origin films. He had a very clear purpose and design and what he wanted. And then watching him try to go after it was all entertaining. I was entertained throughout the course of this movie. So I was really into it.
I kind of had the same thoughts for you with regards to the trailers. And it was one of the first things I thought about when I left the theater. Because I thought to myself, the trailers that we got, they weren't incorrect about the vibe that you'd be getting and the story that was being told. But still, it didn't sell me. I was pretty lukewarm coming into the movie. And what the conclusion I came to is that this isn't, frankly, a sort of sexy and easy to pitch premise. It's something that is very reliant on the vibe and immersion of the world, as well as the interactions of the characters, and then it's something you have to steep yourself in that can't necessarily be pushed in a trailer as effectively.
For me, it was that last part. So I think that the emotional connection between the characters is the thing that is hard to convey in the characters that grounded me in that world. They spent a lot of time in the beginning setting up their relationship with each other and how they felt about each other. And so then when you get to different parts of the movie, so like I liked this idea of like, it is hard to tell whether or not Reed actually likes Johnny. Like he loves him because he's his brother-in-law, but I can't tell if he actually likes him.
I think he does. I think he doesn't respect his intellect. I think that's what it is.
So there's that, and so that was going to be what I say. Like, it's very fun that Johnny obviously wants that respect. I liked the idea that Sue is basically the leader, right? Like, Reed is the smartest man in the world, but he spends a lot of time in his head because he's afraid of all the problems and all the bad things.
He's the brain, she's the heart.
Yeah. But she's also the front-facing individual in the team, being in front of the UN, the Future Foundation. And then Ben Grimm is played very differently than we've seen him in the past. He seems in the other films and other medium like very concerned about how he looks and how he comes off. There's some of that in this.
He's gone past that. Enough time has passed where he's
And so to your point about the trailer not being able to root you in that stuff, whatever scenes that they chose for the trailers did not do that. But watching the film, I was like, okay, I like these folks. And so by the time they go into space, I was really into like them as a team.
Yeah, I agree. And but I would disagree with one thing. You talked about how trailers don't just work for you as much nowadays. I think the most of the Thunderbolts trailers worked really well for me. They were probably some of the best. Oh, okay. Well, for me,
I did like the Thunderbolts trailer.
Yeah, I think but all of them were great. So when I'm just like, well, yeah, and I think Thunderbolts just has an easier, punchier premise that you really can
they punch and shoot,
make work in a trailer.
Just punch and shoot.
And this one just doesn't. This movie's not very funny. This movie has like, I'll talk about the things I liked about this.
It's kind of somber, right? Like
it's melancholy, it's somber. There's sort of an overhanging sense of dread. The retro futuristic style is so interesting to me because it is not campy. I don't know how, but
why did they do that?
Campy.
I'm curious.
I don't know, but I loved it.
I couldn't figure out why.
This movie brought a sense of spectacle that I haven't experienced in a movie in I don't know how long. This is going to be a deep cut here. Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
That was the last time I had a remotely similar spectacle in a movie theater, where to the point where I'm like, this is a movie where I'm like, I kind of want to see this on the big screen just to kind of be immersed in that world because it's so cool. It's so different. It's not campy. There's a lot of polish to it. It feels fully realized. It's fun. But yeah, you said there's kind of a somberness to it as well. I also think the score is amazing. The score from Michael Giacchino, like I think it's one of his strongest scores that he had in a while. And it's one of these movies where there almost, and this is just based on memory, maybe I'm wrong here, there almost isn't a quiet moment the entire film. It's all underscored with music almost throughout, which I think fills out the immersion for me, or at least filled it out for me as I was watching it. It made me just feel endlessly steeped in this fantasy world that I was just like, oh my God, it was captivating. So, and then there's also a little bit of, what do you call it? Cosmic horror into the movie as well. They do something that I don't think any Marvel film has really done effectively to date, and that is really show the scale between humans and space, or human things and space. So it was just really different. Did not expect it. And it was like, it added to that sense of dread.
Yeah. For sci-fi fantasy, they did a really great job at that. Like, just, it's weird that the Eternals spent a lot of time in space showing you Arsham the Judge and all those folks. And it's just like, it did not click. But to your point, like, they straight up stole the interstellar, space, going into a black hole, going faster than light. And it was very effective at making me feel like I'm in that moment of them going faster than light, going to a black hole, and then feeling all of everything that goes along with it. Because beyond the point of like the scale, I never thought that anyone was going to die. But the peril that they were able to put them in, when they're running from we're jumping way ahead.
That's fine.
When they're running from the Silver Surfer, when they're running from Galactus, when they're flying towards the dwarf star, like I felt all of that. Like I thought that was an incredibly effective action sequence, and not even just an action sequence. So
it was like a nail biting sequence for me.
Yeah, from the moment that Galactus sees them all the way to them landing, I thought was probably one of my favorite sequences that I've seen in a Marvel film in a long time. Because it did the thing of like introducing the bad guy, and the way they introduced Galactus was fantastic. And I'm not trying to do a pun, but like the way that Shalabal, the Silver Surfer, when she's like, hey, now you've got your audience with Galactus, and then his eyes just light up, and the sound that comes with that, and then you see him move, and to your point about scale, you get all of that. Like it was just, that was, all of that sequence was just done so well. I was very impressed. I'm sorry, I would back that up even farther. The space launch, so the beginning of the ship going into space, everything that went from that moment all the way to them landing back on Earth was just like, that did not feel like a Marvel film that I've seen in a long time.
Ever.
Yeah, or ever. Like it would, like the scope, the scale, the
because it's like there's a grounding to it in humanity's scale that Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, they don't have that because it's so fantastical, whereas this feels almost science fiction.
Yeah.
As opposed to science fantasy, or as opposed to fantasy. It almost feels like you're talking about stealing thunder. It almost steals the thunder a little bit from like what I'm expecting to get from Project Hail Mary later this year, in terms of like the scale between human and everything else and aliens and all that, and what that first contact would feel like.
So it's funny, in describing all of that, it kind of makes me wonder if that is why they said it in the 60s. Like that was the thing. So there's a scene in there where Reed is talking to Sue, and he talks about, hey, at the point we go into space, everything you do will be the first thing a pregnant woman has ever done in space. And so there is something about that era where like the hope and future and the struggle and all that other stuff, like
limitless possibilities.
Yeah. And I'm, there's a part of me that feels some kind of way about the erasure of the struggle that we got through to get to where we are now. But as far as the hope and aspiration, all of that stuff, and being and traveling into space being a new thing, for not just them but everyone, I like that.
Yeah, so a whole lot. And I remember when during the space launch, I was thinking to myself, I don't know what happens next. Like where do we go next? Like what is this about? What do they do? What is their goal? And then throughout the movie, as they were like trying to come up with a solution for what is ultimately the main conflict, it's like, how do they do this? And then it brought about, I don't want to dig that much into spoilers, but just their solution to how to do it, the way that it sort of brought the world together, I thought was like incredibly inspirational. To bring up another Andy Weir project, kind of reminded me of The Martian as well, a little bit in terms of how they did that, how the different governments around the world had to work together in order to pull off like an impossible feat.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Like there is nothing like this out there in the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet. And it kind of makes me bummed a little bit that the next time we see them is going to be mixed in with the rest of our stuff. I kind of want to spend a little bit more time in their world to kind of see what else happens. But
well, so that's the good thing for me. What I liked about this was the assumption going in was that Galactus would destroy their world. And then that is the thing that caused them to end up having to come to ours. And to your point about wanting...
In Thunderbolts, at the end of Thunderbolts.
Well, even before people saw that, the assumption was that is what was going to happen. And so, when do you want to talk spoilers? But I think
let's let Diego talk first, and then we can talk spoilers.
Okay. Oh, I haven't seen the fucking movie, so I don't know.
I know you haven't, but I thought maybe you can ask questions. And you peeked in for a second, so I wasn't sure if you wanted to say something.
Yeah. No, my connection dropped. so I had to like rejoin. But like in terms of like the story and everything, I mean, I don't really care about being spoiled because again, it's just a Marvel movie at this point.
I don't
I'm gonna be
know.
honest. I'm not really excited for Marvel movies. I love Thunderbolts; it was great, but like there wasn't anything like if you would have spoiled that for me, I would have been like, "Oh no, that really sucked." I would have enjoyed it either way.
So
And like,
I would say this is somebody that wasn't into the trailer and then someone that watched this movie. I felt myself being continually impressed with the things that they were able to do to surprise me. So to Jammer's point about like, I don't know what's going to happen next. I felt that way for a long enough period of time that I was very much interested in.
I think 30 to 40 minutes on in the movie, I was just like, I don't know what's going to happen or how they're going to resolve this.
Yep.
So basically when the Silver Surfer joins, or not joins, but Silver Surfer shows up.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun watching all of that stuff develop and feel like I had no idea how they were going to do it. And this is like, I've seen every Marvel film and like, and it's not even just not knowing how they're going to resolve it. Some of it is there were conflicts that came up that I did not expect. Like the conversations that Reed and Sue were having were surprising to me.
Those felt real.
Those felt real. We've never gotten anything like that, I don't think. Not just from them, but again, that feels abnormal to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Everything else seems kind of like caked on, a little like manufactured. This is a very real conflict, and I love her perspective about what she hated about Reed, and I loved his explanation.
Like I said, so I'll just jump in. Let's jump into spoilers because I don't think you'll care too much. But essentially, what it comes down to is Galactus says, "I will spare your world if you give me your child," and that is sort of like the conflict for the rest of the movie. And there's a comment that Reed makes. What does he say specifically, Jonesy?
Which part?
He says he understands why people on Earth want them to give up the child because it is
he's like it's mathematical.
It is mathematical. It is
it's right there.
It's an option that is available.
Yeah,
and she's just all like,
"Fuck you."
Yeah, she's like, I know. He's like, well, it's not even a decision that we're going to make. It's not something that we're going to consider.
But she's pissed because she's like, I know you thought of it.
Yeah, she's like, you thought about it. It's been around in your head. You've been thinking about it. You've been weighing it and all that stuff. And
she's like, I know you. I know you. I know you thought of it.
Yeah,
well,
and there was
fucking. He's Reed Richards. He fucking would like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and his explanation was like, I gotta give a shout out to the way that he played this character because he played him in a very restrained,
very restrained, very stiff.
Yeah, but it felt realistic. Like I don't know that I thought he came off as the smartest man in the world, but he did come off as someone who was like incredibly intelligent and just and not always knowing how to talk to people. But I love that he was able to be self-aware enough to say like, my job is to think of the worst things and figure out how to hurt them before they hurt us. And she's like, it's not your job. It's just who you are. And he's like, yeah. It was such a good, it was almost on par with the Superman fight with Lois, the Clark Lois fight, where I'm like, I'm
the argument,
really into this discussion. And it's crazy to me where it's like kicking and punching and fighting and shooting. These moments to me are the best moments. Some of the most memorable moments from those films.
Yeah. And he also had a great moment where he was with the baby and he was talking to it and he's like, there's something wrong with me. There always has been. It's just that little quiet moment that I thought was really good. And the moment I thought that, I'm like, somebody sign him up for the Thunderbolts right now.
Yeah. That scene was really good. He said, I made this machine so I could see you, but I'm going to turn it off. You tell me who you are. So good. So good.
Yeah. So, I mean, great spectacle. great immersion in this world. I like it more and more that I talk about it. For me, because of the immersion of the world, like it was very much like a consistently high. I don't know if there were any points where I felt like whoa, or or any high levels of emotion. There was a couple of them, but not like Thunderbolts level. But it was just such a consistently high quality across an immersion that I was just like, and the more I think about it, the more I like it, and I can't wait to go back and really rediscover or dig deeper into those feelings.
Yeah. I think the birth scene for me was like just the height of emotion and spectacle and all other stuff. Like Sue having Franklin trying to get away from Surfer, Reed having to hold her down, Ben trying to fly the ship. It was just like there was so much
Johnny
happening
trying to
at once.
shoot sexy aliens.
Yeah, shoot sexy alien. Don't tell me to shoot sexy alien. Like all of those things happening at once, and it feeling chaotic, but also not at the same time. Not from a viewer perspective. I was really into that. Like I thought that was really good filmmaking.
Mm-hmm. Who is your favorite character?
It's hard. That's real hard. I really liked Sue. I go back and forth as to whether or not I liked her speech. I liked Johnny more than I thought I would. He comes off. He's a different portrayal than we've gotten before. But what I liked about this was he's always been portrayed as a little bit ditzy, which is weird, right? Because in the beginning, they're like, I got the 4 smartest people I know to do this thing that just happened to be my family. And you never get that, or you don't get that at first until you do. And when Johnny gets his moment, you're like, holy shit, that is a brilliant way to bring together everything about him that is still true. Like it still felt true to the character that they were portraying. And I really like that. I liked Ben Grimm. I didn't get anything from him.
He's been understated.
Yes. I didn't get anything from him that would make him my favorite, even though I still liked his scenes. I liked his scenes more when he was playing off of other people. So like when Reed seems very tortured by what he did in causing this with them, he's like, hey, it's okay. You don't have to worry about that. Like, I like those scenes. And then I like Reed a lot for the reasons that I said. Like, I think he's very understated. I think he's very restrained. And like, we've seen Pedro Pascal for like years and years and years now. And so this was he's obviously being very different than we've seen him be. And I enjoyed what he did with that character. It's really hard for me to pick a favorite. But it would definitely be between Sue, Johnny, and Reed.
Yeah, I think you picked 3 of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
you're like, it's hard.
No, I mean, I just mean that they are so close in terms of what they did, what the movie allowed them to do, that it's hard for me to pick. Because like you said, everyone had like a really big moment. Everybody had a moment to shine. But they also had like these really understated moments that I really enjoy. And so that's the thing that makes it hard.
Yeah. I think I liked Sue the most. It's close between her and Johnny. Literally those 3 too for me. But I think Sue gets the edge a little bit because she has a lot cooler moments. She is the heart. She shows the most emotion and the most intensity. And she has like a couple really big mama bear moments that I think are really effective.
I'm glad they cut that one out of the trailer out.
Which one?
Ben's always been a rock. Johnny's this. She's like, and I'm right here. When Reed is obviously complaining about how he felt about the accident, and she's trying to assuage his concerns. I like what they did better in the movie. I'm glad they took that out.
And they also took out John Malkovich. Who knows what role he was going to play?
I was surprised about that.
No,
do we know what he was going to play?
Yeah, he was going to play.
He was one of the villains.
Yeah, he was one of the villains. He was supposed to be one of the main. because he's gonna be fuck. It's the villain that's leading to the Avengers Secret Wars, right?
Not Doom.
No, not Doom. I'm not talking about Doom. I'm talking about.
Oh,
Can you look at
I realized who my favorite character was.
Who?
Mole Man.
Who?
Mole Man.
Oh, Mole Man.
Mole Man.
I did hear that he was in that movie.
Brother,
yes,
he fucking stole the show.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He was fine. He didn't steal the show.
He had a really great moment. Like it was fantastic. And again, I like him because I think he changed the mood of the movie instantly in the scene that he was in, where everybody's like, "Fuck this guy, I hate him." Da 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 da. And then Sue was like, "Come on, Harvey," or is his name Harvey? Was that?
I don't know. Whatever.
Something like, yeah, it's something like that. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just kidding around. It's the end of the world. We all got to lighten up. What do you need to?" It was such a great moment.
And it's so funny that I think for me, watching this movie really highlighted how much of an inspiration this franchise was for The Incredibles.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
much.
What?
Like, I mean, I knew it was, but like, it felt a lot. I think the retro futuristic world really helped highlight that even more.
Yeah.
I never read the comics.
Oh.
I never read Fantastic Four's comics.
He was set to play Red Ghost.
So what did that have to do with Secret Wars?
So essentially, Red Ghost, I think there were, from what I heard in the thing, there's like that they were going to throw him into a role between him and Doom, sort of like this villain team up that essentially builds up to. But I don't know what the inclusion of them here was, like, because if he's included in this, based on what I'm gathering from you guys' thing, it's a different Earth than our Earth, right?
Yeah, it's like 828 or something.
828.
Yeah, so it's a different sort of like Deadpool one, like all the other ones that are like they're in different universes. So like I don't know that they would have been like they would have had to like introduce him here and then have him come back to our world too, or to this universe. So I guess that may be one of the reasons why they cut him from the film. But what I was reading was, because he's, a pretty big Marvel villain in the scope of Marvel. And so the idea was to have him sort of be like the ongoing antagonist to build up to that. That's what I had read. Again, his scenes got cut, everything got cut, so none of that stuff got included, which is kind of interesting because then it goes back to the whole thing. Like, I think they changed the storyline somehow, but the director did praise his performance, that he was brilliant and like he gave it his all.
That's kind of.
And John Malkovich is like, I got a paycheck, I'm fine.
Right.
Well, this will be the second Marvel film that he's not in, right? Because Spider-Man was the other one. He was supposed to be the Vulture.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you give this movie, Jonesy?
It's either an A- or a solid A, and I'm trying to think of a reason why it's not a solid A.
I
have to think of reasons why.
I can think of reasons why for me. Why? I'm giving it a B+. The reason why is it is good, but the pacing itself is pretty even and consistent in kind of a slower capacity, in a way that I was just like, go a little bit faster. Come on, just go a little bit faster.
I didn't feel that. I enjoyed the slow. Like a medium pace. Let's call it a medium pace. I'll
call it a slower pace.
Okay. Everything that I thought that they were doing, I enjoyed. It was hard for me to figure out what I would have taken out to move to the other stuff faster. Because like I said, the whole setup to getting into space made them feel like a family and a more cohesive team, which made me feel more fearful for them when they were in space. And then the conflict when they come back. Because the other thing we didn't talk about, Diego, is the fact that like Reed tells everyone like Galactus demanded too high a price. And they're like, well, what do you want? Well, you wanted our baby. And everybody's like, well, give him the fucking baby. Like, and everybody's upset. Yeah, they were pissed. Like, there's a significant portion of the population is like, just give up the kid. And I really liked all of the lead up to all of that stuff because that made it feel more real.
Yeah. I think my main issue also is that I don't know, and maybe I'm wrong, I couldn't pinpoint one. I wish one of the characters kind of had an arc. I'm not sure I can pinpoint an arc that any of the characters had in the story.
I think Johnny, not necessarily an arc, but he was able to prove the thing he wanted to prove. No, you don't think so?
I mean, yeah, he was, but I mean, I don't even. That's fine. I wouldn't call that an arc.
Okay. So he wanted Reed to respect his intelligence, and I think he wanted his sister to take him seriously. He wanted Reed to respect his intelligence. And like, Ben is just Ben, right? That's just his brother. And so I think that him being able to do that satiated him as a character. As far as Sue goes, what's her arc? I agree. She doesn't really have one. Nor does Reed.
Yeah,
and I think
I wish at least one of the main characters had an arc.
Yeah, I think Ben's story got chopped up.
Yeah, I agree. There wasn't a lot for him.
Well, he was.
There wasn't a lot.
I got the impression he was supposed to have that romantic relationship with
Natasha Lyonne.
Thank you. And so it seemed to go nowhere, which makes me think that, like John Malkovich, a lot of that ended up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I just wish there was an arc, and I wish it tied into the plot a little bit better. That's what I would have changed. I think that would have given me a little bit more emotional ties into the story that would have pushed it up to an A for me.
Yeah.
Or to A tier, A level.
Okay, I could see that. I was just so impressed with how they were able to manage both the quiet moments, the conversational moments, and the spectacle that kept me into it.
And I cannot disagree with any of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that this is probably one of the best mixes in terms of, like, if you take all that stuff and throw it into a blender for a Marvel movie. Very impressed. Question for you about the Stinger. So, Diego, I don't know if you're tracking this, but you probably assumed Doom shows up in this. So the team is able to.
I read that scene was directed by the Russos. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
There's not much to it. It's not like the post credits in Thunderbolts where it's just like a full scene. It's just a moment almost, and you don't even see you don't even see Doom. You just see a guy and then his mask. So it's like,
So, Jammer, here's my question for you. Throughout the course of this film, they made a really big deal, like a visual big deal, out of the fact that Latveria gave zero fucks about this future foundation. They were never there. And so Doom shows up finally at the end of this, Victor Von Doom. So, one, is he from this Earth?
Yes.
A28. He's from A28?
I think so.
Okay. And so is it Molecule Man? I think Molecule Man is the thing that Doom is able to use to create this universe. Do you think that they are going to use Franklin Richards as a MacGuffin again to allow Doom to create Doom World?
I think probably. And I think it's probably where they realize that that's the case. So they probably try to flee to another dimension, which is why we see them in Thunderbolts.
Okay. So Franklin Richards is the Infinity Gauntlet or stone?
He's the Infinity Stones. Yeah, or the Gauntlet. I think so.
Okay.
With that is that if this is literally the lead up to, because again, we're getting the Doomsday, right, situation coming up.
Yeah.
Like, that's supposed to be a one-off. Like, part of me feels a little fucking, like, betrayed that, like, the Doom isn't in the Fantastic Four movie at all. Like, I
but
kind
he
of,
is.
based on, again, I haven't seen the movie. Go see it on Tuesday, like I normally watch movies. But when it comes to the whole concept of, okay, this is, again, the introduction of the Fantastic Four to this MCU. and then letting it breathe, right? I think that's part of the whole aspect of like you wanted more of this, just these characters in a different storyline type of thing, right? So why wouldn't they have done? And again, this is the way Marvel's doing these phases is fucking ridiculous to me, but should have done this, giving us a second one that leads into Doom and then into Doomsday, because then I feel like it lets you understand who the character is, because they're gonna have to fit all of that into one movie with everybody else in it. It's literally gonna feel like, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they're gonna have to have everybody be part of all that shit to introduce a character.
I think they just do Infinity War where Doom is the main character. You already know everybody else from this with the exception of the Fantastic Four. So Doom becomes the main character. You get his perspective about why he's doing the thing. And then I don't think Doomsday is a one. I mean, you might not like it. This is just me guessing.
I'm saying you said the thing. That's it. Continue.
Oh. And so probably not a one-off.
Doomsday's a one-off, right? Doomsday is a one-off.
No. So I think it's going to be Doomsday and then Secret Wars. Those are your Infinity War and Endgame films. I think Doom is a two-parter.
Is like directly into Secret Wars. I thought it was going to be two separate storylines.
I think
they're going to be. I think they're going to be a little bit more loosely connected. Like it's not going to be the same thing where it's like they dissolve and then immediately picks up for the next one. I think there's going to be less connective tissue that'll make it the more standalone. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
all right. Well, anything else that you'll want? I know, Jonesy, you have to head out in a minute. So, but is there anything else you want to add?
No, that was really, I guess the reason why I think the thing that I think is because Doom was the one that created Battle World where Secret Wars took place. So that's the reason why I think that
I mean, that all makes sense. Still there. I see what you're saying. I'm just trying to, in my mind, I think part of me wants to be like, they're not going to try. I would think that they're smart enough to know that they can't just replicate Infinity War and Endgame. That there needs to be something that makes it not just the same pattern.
You know what I think?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Different. I think Doom will win.
Yeah, that would be the same though.
No.
He won.
Both times. He wins and that's why we have a reset.
The reset.
That's what causes the reset. Doom winning.
Fair enough. That would change things significantly. Because yeah, they talk about it consistently. Where I think Secret Wars is a beginning; it's not an end.
Yeah. So I think that's what will end up happening. Just me guessing.
No. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for listening, everybody. Jonesy, where can people find you?
You can find me at the Quasi Scott on most socials, and then also I've been playing Rematch. It's a lot of fun. Like if you like football, it's a fun game.
Where can people find you, Diego?
Well, Diego on TikTok and Blue Sky. Although I rarely.
And you can find me at. Oh, sorry. You can find me at AJ Cerner Writer, pretty much across the board on all separate platforms. And Jonesy, I know you also have the Inkhouse Radio Threads, and what other platforms is Inkhouse Radio on?
TikTok.
TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads.
Perfect.
And Instagram.
And Instagram. All of the important things. Fuck
no
X.
Twitter. No Twitter. I'm not calling it.
Yeah, I keep trying not to call it. I've tried many times to not call it X, just like I've tried not to call HBO Max, and then over time I've started calling it Max, and now I have to review. I know. Now I have to go back and start referring to it as HBO Max.
Fired so bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for listening, everybody. We'll see you all next time.
Hasta lasagna.
Don't get any on you.